You are watching Stim TV. Hello everyone and welcome. You are indeed watching Stim TV, and we're gonna have an awesome game here between Dignitas's Naniwa spawning at the bottom left here of Thorzain altar, and at the top right his opponent. These two lads have history. We have Mr. Thorzain from Team Mouse Sports. Yeah, these guys competed in the TSL 3 together in the finals. And, you know, both amazing players, both have accomplishments under their belt, so this should be an interesting one. I'm actually not sure what this replay is actually from, if it's from some kind of an event or something. I'm not entirely sure, or maybe it's just a ladder game. I have no idea, but I'll try and maybe find that out and put that in the description of the YouTube video here. So yeah, this is gonna be interesting. I mean, this is a gigantor map. This map really lends itself to big old macro games. Oh, by the way, I'll go ahead and introduce myself. I'm Simpatico from Stim TV. Gonna be doing a bit of a solo cast here. Have never really done this before. Gonna be my first time, but just want to make sure that we're getting content out on YouTube every single day. And just so happens no one else from the Stim TV crew happens to be online right now, so gonna be going ahead and giving this a shot. Should be fun at the very least, if not a little bit of informative and entertaining, hopefully. So over in Naniwa's corner, no gas just yet. In fact, he has nothing down yet. This is interesting. Is he going for a Nexus first, maybe? I mean, I actually have no idea what Naniwa is going to be doing. Actually, yeah, it looks like he's going to be going Nexus first here. A little bit of a risky build here. Thorzain going to be coming across the map, scouting the wrong location first. That's standard. I always scout the wrong location first. And likewise here, though, Thorzain, I think, going to be dropping a 1-rax fast expansion here. No Marauder, no concussive shelf, which is really one of the really safer ways to do this. But this is a gigantic map, and you can kind of get away with it. But if your opponent kind of just goes hardcore aggression, it's going to be really difficult to defend against. But that's not the case in this game. Gonna be a Nexus first out of Naniwa, going into 2 gateways here, now dropping his gas. And now look at this, Thorzain is gonna see that expansion going down, will know about it, gonna know, okay, alright, so we're not gonna have huge amounts of aggression early on, and I'll be able to macro up as well. Good decision, albeit made somewhat blindly here by Thorzain. So, and this is a kind of a hard place to hold. It's a pretty wide ramp. But because there's 2 choke points here, I always find that there's almost 2 points of contention. You can set up like a bunker line here or something, and then kind of fall back to another second choke here. And then if things really go bad, you have an even tighter choke here. That's one of the reasons I really love Thorzain altar, as well as this 3rd rock over here from the sun. Wow, okay, never mind. For any of you that get that reference, that was an old show, and kind of dating myself there. But yeah, that 3rd expansion, somewhat easy to take, but also somewhat abusable. So that's a nice feature of this map. Actually, this probe is not going to see anything. He is going to get away, but has no idea, playing completely blindly, but at least he does know where Thorzain is at this point. And Thorzain actually competing in Code A last night. I did watch those games. I'm not going to give any spoilers away because it is still pretty recent. Probably many of you have not watched those VODs yet, so thoroughly entertaining, we'll say that. And really looking for a lot out of Thorzain in the future. This guy is just such a beast. But who can take anything away from Naniwa? This guy is so good. Of course, making a huge run through MLG Columbus, I believe it was. I don't think he dropped a single game until the finals, and he's starting to getting hit. Oh, Nani asking for a pause, but of course we don't have to watch that. Haha, we're casting from the future, and he's starting to get some units out now. First sentries on the way. This is pretty late for a sentry. You know, the thing about getting sentries out early, really, the nice thing is building up that energy on them, and no concussive shells yet, so the stalker is going to be able to get away. And actually, Thorzain going to be researching Stim first. not necessarily a bad idea. Maybe going to go for a bit of a timing push here. Both guys kind of just laying back. I mean, this is the thing, like, there's a lot of games you'll see just these kind of back and forth, a lot of harassment going on. Both these guys just seem content to kind of just be racing to 200 a little bit, as I like to call it. So it'll be interesting to see. I'm sure it's going to pick up in the later game. It's going to be fireworks all over the place. But right now, both guys just kind of scouting out the map, getting a little bit of map control. Thorzain pushing out to control these Xel'Naga watchtowers. So huge. My own win rate climbed dramatically when I realized, wow, if I control the Xel'Naga watchtowers, I know exactly what my opponent is doing for the most part. And actually, look at these both players, you know, both controlling their respective Xel'Naga watchtowers. And yeah, kind of interesting to see where it's going to go. I hope you guys do subscribe to our YouTube channel. It is pretty new. We're uploading a lot of our show matches and stuff to it. Definitely want to get more subscribers there. And of course, thank you to sc2cast.com for starting to list our stuff. Very, very cool of you guys. And yeah, not a whole lot to comment on here. Both these guys just macroing up. And actually, look at this. I completely missed this going down. Ghosts are out relatively early. 8 minutes into the game, we have our first ghost out. I believe, no, that's the second ghost. So we are going to be seeing some EMP play here. Not uncommon for TVP. Those EMPs are so clutch, especially when you're looking at this many sentries starting to build up. This is an interesting composition out of Naniwa. Pure Zealot sentry right now. Does he have charged going down? I do not think he does. So these are gonna really be easily kited by Thorzain, and his force fields are gonna have to be perfect because it's just gonna be so easy to you know, trap those and zealots behind force fields, not doing anything. So we're gonna see some stalkers on the map now, gonna be dropping some nice force fields, denying Thorzain from doing anything, and he's gonna have one Marine go and check out the third here. Nice scouting there by Thorzain. Wants to make sure that he's gonna be able to stay ahead of his opponent. And look at this, observer is in the middle of the map, so he knows there's a lot of reinforcements. This is gonna be a strong timing push out of Thorzain, and Thorzain is actually gonna push into the third here. The Nexus is indeed done, but not saturated. And look at this, Naniwa is gonna have to, and he does have Colossus on the field now, so this could be a game changer. And look at this. This Nexus is under attack. Guardian Shield goes down. Huge EMPs go down. Those sentries are completely out of energy. No more force fields available. Concussive shells are indeed finished. And Thorzain looking very, very strong here. I'd love to see him snipe that Colossus if possible, but he has to deal with those zealots first, and his force is really dwindling. Naniwa with a brilliant defense here. Very nicely done out of him, and saves his Nexus. That's absolutely clutch, especially considering that, well, oh, Thorzain does have his third as well, but Naniwa's going to be saturating his a little bit sooner and going to be pushing out himself now. Seeing no Vikings on the map just yet, he's going to have a definite advantage here with these Colossus. And if he starts to get that critical mass, 3-4 Colossus, Dignitas, Maus, Thorzain's going to be in a pretty difficult situation. Needs to get those Vikings out to deal with those Colossus. Otherwise, this biocentric army just gets completely massacred. And Medivacs just getting on the map now, so those will definitely help. And it's always difficult as a Terran to kind of balance your starports. How many Medivacs do you want to be making? How many Vikings do you want to be making? And here's one of the most obnoxious things about this map. These Colossus can just step up here, give vision, start harassing this natural expansion. So annoying. That's exactly what's going to happen here. Those extended thermal lance Colossus are going to be thoroughly annoying, but actually going to be backing up a little bit preemptively, I think. I wonder why. I mean, Thorzain's army is over here taking out the rocks to his third so he can expand. Naniwa going to be pulling back, playing a little bit conservatively. He's actually had this third base up and running for quite a while. Let's look at the incomes. Yeah, Naniwa